It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Utah Jazz. Well, for the Jazz, they'll be up for this game, facing the team that defeated them in the conference semis last season. This is one they've been waiting for. An intriguing matchup tonight. Two smart, experienced ball clubs. Shaq, how do you see this one playing out?
Solid execution on both sides. Each guy playing to his own strengths.
Okay. It's going to be, I think it's going to be more tactical, though, honestly. You know, if the game is played at a fast pace, that's when the benches come into play, because we'll see who has the bigger bench.
If,
You okay? You all right?
Oh.
You all right?
Man, no, I'm not.
Okay.
Rockets here at home in this Western Conference matchup live here in Houston. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. And this game marks the start of a road trip here for the Jazz. And the injury to Donovan Mitchell. This really is, guys, the big news.
Yeah, and since last game, when we saw him leave with that injury, the news appears to have gone from bad to worse. I mean, they're going to have to make do without this young man for a long time.
Wow, I mean, this is a huge blow to the team. Certainly a frustrating turn of events for him. Just the opposite of what everyone was hoping for.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, Kevin, we know today's players can really elevate, but it's the landings that create tremendous strain on the body. In fact, at least one team bans its veteran players from dunking in practice. Kevin, that is not a problem for me.
David, you're right. It takes a toll. Thank you. Scores for a couple teams that had high hopes coming out of the gate. Frustration starting to build, and you can even sense it with the fans. They're getting a little bit nervous here.
And this is the critical stage where when you've gotten out of the gate slowly, it's your leadership that has to step up. They've got to have a strong voice in the locker room, not overreact to mounting frustrations, and just calm the nerves of the young players. It's important to keep your unity in tough times.
What do the coaches always say? Don't let go of the rope. Everybody's got to pull in the right direction, same direction. Don't let go of the rope.
Great point, Kev.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Ricky Rubio is out there with Alec Burks, and it's Cephalosha in at the 3 spot.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Pass to Favors. The Jazz working the ball around now. And the basket by Rubio. Rubio's got the first points up on the board here for Utah.
I tell you, unwilling to settle for something on the perimeter. Rubio sticks his nose inside.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. And a blazing start to the new season. We look at the updated power ranking. Some teams are hot and some teams aren't. Take a look at the Magic. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when I look at Houston, they've been sinking on this list to start out the year. Not what they or really anyone else expected, but that's why you play the game.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, that's the vision and ability to deliver precise passes. Rubio completely on point.
And that one's good, Anthony.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And Rubio kicks to Burks. Gobert with a screen on Harden. Gobert the screen. Now here's Rubio. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Memphis.
Well, Gobert is not a volume shooter, but boy, when he decides to take a quality look, you can figure it's going to go in the bucket.
Harden with it. 20 points for him last game against the Clippers in Los Angeles. From deep. He doesn't hit that one. And Utah the other way now.
Well, obviously, Rudy Gobert sets himself apart on the defensive end. I once had a coach tell me, Rudy Gobert is a defense unto himself. The shot blocking, the shot altering, and one of the best rebounders in the game.
Back to Harden. shot on the way, and he gets it to go. Harden's got his first points of the night.
And the future Hall of Famer loves to dish the rock. Paul has a pass-first mentality. He makes everyone around him better.
D2 from Anderson. Ball's knocked loose, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. James Harden, number 1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to Memphis.
In the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
The mind was willing, the body was not. This is why conditioning is such a big part of the game.
Nene kicks to Harden. Latrey, a three-pointer is right on target. Harden's got 5 points so far.
It doesn't matter how a defense plays him. Harden is going to make sure that that three-point shot is a primary weapon.
Paul passes to Harden, takes a three, drills it from outside. 8 points for him.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Favors with the screen. Ball's knocked loose. Rubio outside. Favors sets the pick for Rubio. Back to Favors. The feed now to Cephalosha. And Cephalosha with the jam.
And that's an aggressive move to the hoop and a great pass there to cap it off.
Yeah, that's something these guys are always perfecting. Beautiful loft on the assist.
Harden, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
They grab their own miss, and that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. Houston with a big group substitution here. Smith checked in for Nene. P.J. Tucker comes in for Anderson. Ennis, he's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And Eric Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Gordon against Ingles. Exum with a wide open look. Gets it to go from 18 feet away.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off and he sticks it.
And Tucker kicks to Smith. Here's the screen. Ennis. And the three ball is good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Boy, what a surprise the Utah Jazz were in the West last season. When you think about some of the injuries and key personnel losses, to me, they overachieved. Yes, they were ousted by the Rockets in the conference semifinals, but the reality is that was a big-time achievement just getting there. I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
Out to the wing. Smith outside. The three. And again, it's the Rockets from deep. And the Jazz in the playoffs last season, Doris. I don't think any team wanted to deal with them.
Well, I think the Jazz were a prideful team that played hard and were coached incredibly well. I think there were a lot of people who wondered what they would be without Gordon Hayward. This was a 5 seed with 48 wins, and that was an impressive year.
Exum kicks to O'Neal. Ingles trying to get open. Back to Exum. 44 seconds left in the first. Here's Crowder. Back to Exum. Screen by Udo. To the middle. Nice ball movement by Utah. Now here's Exum. Guarded closer. 4 on the clock. High arcing shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Exum's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
The drive by Paul. The deep three from Smith. Off target with his three. James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul, and Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron, Melo, D. Wade have all really got really close. And that stems from the time with the Olympics, USA team.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
It was huge, no doubt, and it seems like they simply can't miss from downtown.
On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. Exum is out there with Joe Ingles. Then there's Udoh. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's O'Neal in at the small forward. Now here's Crowder. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
Carter Williams dishes to Smith. And Tucker has it in the corner. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Rockets lead by 2.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Screen by Udoh. To the paint, here's O'Neal. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
They take on a team they knocked out of the playoffs last season in the conference semis.
You know, Doris, many thought Jay Crowder might end up to be the steal of the Irving Thomas trade, but he had a rough start in Cleveland, as you saw.
Well, sometimes, Kevin, the fit isn't just right, but it's amazing he goes to Utah, and all of the toughness and the defensive abilities are exactly what the Jazz are looking for. So sometimes it's just about fit.
Exum, he's open, keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. Udoh's got his first bucket of the night.
And another lead change. The fans are really getting their money's worth here tonight.
Well, this is what they pay to see, right? Competitive, close games are simply the best to be involved in.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. The Jazz also changing it up. Gobert comes in for Royce O'Neal. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Exum. And Michael Carter-Williams gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. So for the Rockets, Nene, he's checked in for Smith. Anderson comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Carmelo Anthony is subbed in for Gordon. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Udoh. Cephalosha comes in for Crowder. And Alec Burks subbed in for Joe Ingles. Houston in the lead. Out to Anthony. Anderson against Favors. Nene outside. A shot by Harden, wide open. Hits the three-point bomb. Harden's got 11.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
Rubio the pass to Cephalosha. Anthony against Cephalosha. Kicks it out to Harden. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. And now a 7-point Rocket lead.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Carter Williams against Rubio. Here's Favors. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. You know, Doris, certain guards just have a knack for scoring in the post. when you think of that list, I'm sure there are a couple right at the top that come to mind.
Yeah, well, who don't you want to deal with in a low post out of the guard position? I'll give you one. Dwayne Wade. If he's on the post with a back-down dribble that he can use to his advantage, turn the lights out. Here's another guy, Sean Livingston. Unbelievable length, plays at his own pace. Both guys are nightmares in the post. Good luck checking either one.
One shot, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Carter Williams. Jazz trail by 8. And here's Rubio. He kicks to Favors. And then Favors with the dunk.
Oh, you love to see Favors get high for the slam. What an impressive vertical with that size.
Here's Carter Williams. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Rubio against Carter Williams. A floater. Favors dishes to Rubio. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
The Rockets making a switch here. Paul's checked in. Houston leading by 6. Nene outside. And the pass to Harden. The Rockets again can't hit. Jazz have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Here's Burks. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And he deserves a lot of credit for what he was able to do at the line last year. 86% from the stripe.
Now, here is Harden, and the layup's good off the glass. Harden's got 16 points.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
Gobert with a screen on Harden. There's a screen. Gobert the screen. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Rocket 6. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And it's 8 points for Derek Favors. Anthony on the wing. Back to Harden. And it's Nene, top of the key. Houston moving it around. Paul. That one, no good. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Rubio in the corner. Here's the floater. And a slam dunk by Favors.
Well, that's the size of Derek Favors, allowing him to snag these boards. This guy, you've got to keep him off the offensive glass, Kevin.
Paul for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Gobert's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Fires from 18. The shot misses.
Well, can't find the target, but good work to get into open space inside the arc.
James Harden getting it done for the Houston Rockets. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here with Quinn Snyder. Coach, your team has faced a lot of firepower from outside. How do you keep them from getting those three-pointers off?
Well, one, they're making them. Hopefully we can get them where they're not open and they're contested and see if they're making that many of them then. But they're getting them a variety of ways. We just got to be better.
Play outside in.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 16 points and 1 rebound. He's in a crazy zone right now and seems to be even hotter than he was in their last game. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, they were consistent from downtown. The playmakers found open shooters, and the shooters delivered and knocked down shots on a high level. In some ways, it came down to confidence. We'll see if they have that same swagger in the second half.
And Shaq, how'd you think the Jazz were playing?
They ran their offense very well in the first half. There were almost no forced shots. It was good, smart basketball. The motion in their offense was terrific. They made those defenders work very hard. I like what I saw from them for the most part.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side,
my brother.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. A fantastic game from Harden in this one.
I mean, he was prolific in that first half. You know it's coming, but it's just so tough to stop.
And this is what he does, right, Greg? He's out there to score the basketball, and throughout that first half, he dominated.
The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. And for Houston, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Nene is out there with Ryan Anderson, and it's Anthony in at the small forward position. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win now mode, and we're willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
Here's Paul after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Got that bucket in no time at all. Anderson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Gobert, the screen. Favors with a screen on Paul. And it's Rubio penetrating. Here's Favors, 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Well, wonderful execution from Derek Favors. This guy's a bull, and it's really hard to deal with the strength that he brings.
Harden's shot is off.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now, here's Burks. Back to Rubio. And Gobert kicks to Burks. Here's Favors. They get it back for the tie, and he makes the bucket, through contact, and gets the whistle, too.
I'll tell you, solid concentration from the big man. Derek Favors fights through the contact thanks to all of that strength in his upper body.
Doris, last year, a bit of a bounce-back season for Favors. Got back to doing what he does best.
No, exactly. I mean, Derek Favors probably underrated defensively. This guy eats up a ton of space, will bother a lot of shots. He can contribute even when his offense isn't there.
Now here's Paul. Ennis passes to Anderson. Launches a 3. Ennis misses. Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against Los Angeles.
Fought extremely hard to win that game. They were exhausted, you could tell, but you could see what that win meant to them at the end of overtime.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Ooh, thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Now here's Harden after Dante Exum's miss. And James Harden with the 3. Harden's got 21 in the game.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Now here's Exum, defended by Paul. Here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
And Kevin, I think as long as Derek Favors is in rhythm, you've got to get him the basketball. This is such a talented offensive player.
Shoots from the baseline, and the shot is long. Jazz have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Udo, and Udo with the stuff.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Thabo Sefolosha up there in age, Doris, now, but still very much a nuisance on defense.
You're right, Kevin. He's got those long arms to bother shots. He doesn't fall for a lot of fakes, sticks with his man through screens. This guy's versatile enough to guard 2s and 3s. Plenty to like with Thabo.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Nene. P.J. Tucker comes in for Anderson. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Carter Williams in for Paul.
If you don't put a body on Tucker, he will find a way to burn you on the offensive glass.
For Utah, they've gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Burks with it. Now defended by Carter Williams. From the wing, he hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Crowder's got his second bucket of the night. The Rockets trail. Over to the left wing. Second chance shot, and it's Gordon getting it to go.
He doesn't let that possession go to waste, Kev. He's going to feed on those second chance opportunities. Boy, that's pretty work.
Pass to Udo. Kicks it to O'Neal. Back to Udo. Carter Williams against Burks. Rebounded by Tucker. Houston's gone 2 of 5 with a three-point shot since coming out of the break. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. With the analysis, the defensive impact becoming more advanced, Doris, do you think that helps defenders gain recognition even when they're not putting up numbers in individual statistical categories?
Well, think about a recent winner of the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's Draymond Green, whose value becomes into sharp focus, particularly in the fourth quarter of games. When it becomes a possession ball game, and Draymond Green is flying around the floor in help defensive position, covering up for teammates' mistakes, I absolutely think, Kevin, increasingly because of the advanced metrics, that players can be defined outside of points and rebounds. So I love the impact of the numbers.
Another miss by Houston. For Utah, they've gone 8 of 12 from the field since the beginning of the third. Poke loose. It's stolen by Ennis. Gordon for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Gordon's got 8 points.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
On the wing, Eric Gordon launches a 3. A rebound by the Jazz. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. 13 feet away. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Jazz lead by 1. For the 3. Rubio with the rebound. Here's Ingles. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists in the game. To the wing right side. Tucker. Offline with his 3. Gets it off. No good that time. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Utah out in front, up 3. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. So on the floor for Utah. Crowder is the 4, and Gobert is the 5. Joe Ingles is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's O'Neal in at the 3.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Rockets trail by 5. Paul kicks it to Tucker. Nene left side. Over Gobert. Gordon controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
So it's Utah now. Now Rubio. Gobert the screen. Crowder the pass to O'Neal. Banked in off the glass. O'Neal's got the lead up to 5 now for the Jazz.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Paul with the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now the Jazz take it the other way. And Rubio kicks to O'Neal. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 6 assists here tonight. Paul against Rubio. Pass to Tucker. Takes the 3. Here's Nene. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Well, Nene is eating glass on the offensive end. You like to see that aggressiveness.
Rubio with it. Chris Paul covering. Gobert with a screen for Crowder. Back to Rubio. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Rockets trail by 7. Now here's Paul. Nene outside. Off target from 3-point range.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle.
Now here's Ingles over Gordon. Ingles can't get it to go.
A blown opportunity after the 2-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
Here's Tucker. Buries it from 3-point range.
I know he's not the most efficient long-range shooter, but Tucker hits enough of those to space out the defense.
And the Jazz call time here. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade. Replenish your energy for the late game push. So for the Rockets, Anderson, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker, and James Harden subbed in for Eric Gordon. Utah also making some changes. Derek Favors checked in for Jay Crowder. Cephalosha comes in for O'Neal, and Alec Burks subbed in for Joe Ingles. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the last break, I heard Quinn Snyder talking with his team. He was pretty clear-cut to them. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
Nene, the pass to Carmelo from deep Harden. And another 3 for Houston.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Utah leading. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Favors dishes to Gobert. Here's Cephalosha. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Jazz lead by 3.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And Paul with the basket on the assist from Harden.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Again, the Rockets score.
And really liking the effort we see here tonight. Neither team giving much ground.
I think, Greg, you've got to love how much effort has been exerted by both teams. What a tight ball game we've got.
Here is Rubio. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Gobert kicks to Burks. Kept alive. Gobert the pass to Rubio. Here's Favors. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And that's now 19 points for Derek Favors.
How about the confidence and calm demeanor of the young guy, Derek Favors. Big-time delivery.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 1. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derek Favors.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Wow, what a time for a turnover. Shows you just how key one play can be.
For Utah, they've gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Lets a floater go. It's rebounded by Paul.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Well, with the defense laying off him, you know he's going to pull the trigger. They're lucky he didn't burn him.
Here's Gobert. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Well, Gobert inside, right? He has such a strong sense for when to take advantage of the skills he has at his disposal.
Harden uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got 12 points in just the second half.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Fearless, decisive, on point.
Which is exactly what you have to be, especially when your team needs a bucket.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 2. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 53 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
On the wing, Harden. Gobert against Nene. Here's Harden.
I think you want to see more of this from Derek Favors. You'd love to see him be aggressive and try to send shots back.
So it's Utah here with the ball. And it's Utah's ball. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Here's Rubio. Yes!
Oh, this guy's typically a setup man here, but he rises to the challenge. Beautifully done by Rubio.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're behind by 2. 20 seconds left in the game. Here's what's your take?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
My question is, will they go for the 2 to tie or 3 to win?
And it's another James Harden special we're witnessing here tonight. I think this fella's got some game.
Utah calls timeout. The score is tied at 74. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here is Rubio. To the inside, taken away by Anthony. Anderson passes to Nene. And the wide open shot from Paul. Buries the triple.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping outside on the perimeter. It's being moved and finding the open man, and they're cashing in.
And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. What's your team's mindset right now in terms of approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on the small things. You know, our hard work is going to be enough as well.
Great effort tonight, James. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right.